Today, we're going to play some games created by the San Mateo County Office of Sustainability for you to understand how waste diversion systems work in the county of San Mateo. What exactly is waste diversion? I'll explain it in a second, but first, we can probably agree on one thing. Humans create lots of trash or waste. All that waste means we have to decide what to do with it, because I bet you don't want bags and bags of trash piling around your home, your neighborhood, or around your city. For the most part, here in San Mateo County, we've decided to collect waste and put it in places called landfills. This means we choose a piece of land and literally fill it with our plastic bags of household waste, big household items like sofas or old sinks, and even waste collected from all of the businesses, our parks. It's the best solution people have been able to come up with so far to our waste problem. But unfortunately, landfills take up space, habitats from plants and animals, and produce methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. Most of our waste buried there will remain there for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So our goal is to avoid sending things to the landfill that simply don't belong there. And we've been filling them up for a long time. All of the green dots on this map of the Bay Area are closed landfills, meaning they've reached their limit. The red dots are active landfills. Landfills we're in the process of filling with our garbage today. Do you see the San Mateo County active landfill? Yes, this is our active landfill, Ox Mountain Landfill, and it is situated near the city of Half Moon Bay, just a very short drive away from local pumpkin patches. We can only keep filling this landfill for about another 15 to 20 years before we have to find a new spot for all of our waste, which is why our everyday actions are important. Is this waste diversion? Why or why not? Unfortunately, it's not. There are many items here that shouldn't go to a landfill in the first place, and you'll find out a lot more about this when we play the 4R's games. This is waste diversion because waste is being diverted from the landfill. These students are sorting and separating their recycling and compostable waste. It's not glamorous work, but it's really important. Waste diversion requires education, awareness, changing minds, and slowing people down so that they take the time to notice that there's a different way of doing things. Most waste diverted means less unnecessary waste in our landfills. I hope you're staying with me so far and you're understanding why we have to make this persistent everyday effort to divert and reduce our waste. Here's an environmental activist named Rob Greenfield wearing his funny-looking trash suit. Rob wanted to show people what our throw-it-away lifestyles look like. He decided he would eat and shop like a typical American for 30 days and wear every bit of waste that he created. If you had to wear your waste, would you start questioning some of your choices? Most of the waste that Rob wore was leftover packaging and convenience items like to-go cups and takeout containers. In fact, of all the plastic produced for all the different ways that we use it, from toys to medical equipment, 40% is made just to package the things that we buy. Can you estimate how much plastic packaging you or your family use or discard in one day? We get it. It's hard to not use these plastic packaging or convenience items, but the truth is they add up when we use them day after day. Not all of them can be recycled, and of those that can be, like plastic water bottles, people are only diverting about 9 out of every 100 bottles. If you've ever seen litter or only one choice of a bin to discard your trash, you can probably guess what happens to the rest of it. But at the Office of Sustainability, we're all about making that good change happen. So let's talk about the 4R's. Have you heard them before? The 4R's are reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot compost. Reduce means to make less. It's the most important R because it helps us think of ways to make less waste in the first place. Reuse runs on resourcefulness and imagination so that we use items for as long as possible. Recycle is our way of capturing materials like glass, metals, and cardboard to remake them into new items made up of the same materials. And finally, rot compost is for any green waste like yard scraps, or food soil paper items so they can decompose back into the soil. Depending on where we live or where we are, waste sorting bins may not always look the same, but you can look for certain things like bin color or bin signage to help you double check what goes where. Waste diversion is like setting off a chain reaction. For example, all the recyclables we place in a recycling bin are brought by waste management workers to a materials recovery facility where they're sorted, baled and shipped off to manufacturers. This picture here is where materials from the green or compost cart go. Of all that yard waste, food scraps and food soiled paper are unrecognizable once it decomposes back into soil. That's why it's so important to recycle and compost. When we don't sort or divert waste, we break the chain reaction, and all those useful materials end up uselessly in a landfill instead of being reused. One last chart. At schools, plastic, though significant, is not the biggest waste hurdle. Getting food and paper waste out of the waste stream is the goal, but the challenge of changing mindsets and habits comes first. We're excited for you to learn, and we can't wait to hear about your waste diversion goals and efforts. Let's play the games.